Aligir Lingappa, Assistant Professor in Physics, Government Upper State College, Siriguppa. Today we are going to discuss about alpha decay, so called the phenomenon of radioactivity. Radioactivity. Historically, the product of radioactivity were called alpha, beta, and gamma. When it was found that they could be analyzed into three distinct species by either a magnetic field or an electric field. What we know that the phenomenon of radioactivity, the spontaneous disintegration of a radioactive element with the emission of highly energetic radiations known as radioactivity, where the radioactive sample which emits three types of radiations. They are alpha radiations, beta radiations, and gamma radiations. So now you see the diagram, a left side of the diagram which indicates a lead block which contains a radioactive sample which emits radiation. If the radioactive sample emits radiation, then those radiations are made to pass through the magnetic field. So some of the radiations which are bending towards left, so some other radiations bending towards right, then some of the radiations which travels along the same straight line without bending. So similarly, suppose the radioactive radiations, if they are subjected to an external electric field, the radiations made to passes through the space between our electrode, a positive electrode and then negative electrode. You see the diagram, some of the radiations that deflects towards the positive electrode, some of the radiations that deflect towards negative electrode, some of the radiations that travels along the same straight path. The radiations which deflects towards the negative electrode, they consist of positively charged particles. So they are called alpha particles. So because these radiations, they are attracted towards negative electrode. By the basic concept, we know that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. So based on that. Similarly, some of the radiations which deflects bends towards positive electrodes, they contains negatively charged particles, so called electrons. So some other radiations which travels along the same straight path without deviation. So they consist of chargeless particles, so called photons. So here the alpha radiation and beta radiation, they are affected by the electric field and magnetic field. So they are not electromagnetic radiations. Whereas the gamma radiation, which do not affected by both electric field and magnetic field, So they are called electromagnetic radiations. So now we have discussed about alpha decay. So most of the radioactive nuclei with atomic number greater than 82 spontaneously disintegration to attain a stable state. So what we know that, say uranium, unstable nucleus which disintegrates and finally which attain a stable state. The process in which an alpha particle is spontaneously ejected from a disintegrating nucleus is called alpha decay. So, a process in which an alpha particle is spontaneously ejected from disintegrating nucleus is called alpha decay. In this process, the parent nucleide loses aggregate of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. What about the alpha particle which ejected from the nucleus, which carries 2 protons and 2 neutrons? So it can be represented by XZA, say parent nucleus, which becomes YZ minus to A minus 4, so called daughter nucleus, with the emission of alpha particle, say He24, 2He4, where usually the alpha particle which contain 2 protons and 2 neutrons, so that the alpha nucleus which can be represented by the helium nucleus 2He4, where ZXA, so parent nucleide, Z minus 2 Y A minus 4 daughter nucleide, 2He4 alpha particle. So the emission of or ejection of alpha particle from the radioactive nuclide. In alpha decay, the total number of nucleons, total charge and linear momentum are conserved. So the process of alpha decay, in which the total nucleons is conserved, that means the LS is, the number of protons and neutrons of LHS must be equal to RHS. So that in case of alpha decay, the process of alpha decay, number of nucleons is conserved. Total charge is conserved. A total charge of the nucleus must be equal to, that means the total charge of the parent nucleus before decay must be equal to sum of total charge of the products after decay. So charge is conserved. Similarly, the linear momentum is also conserved. In a system, the total linear momentum of the system before ejection, before decay, must be equal to the total linear momentum of the system after decay. So the alpha decay process, which conserves number of nucleons, total charge linear momentum. The direction of velocity of the daughter nuclei will be opposite to the direction in which alpha particles are ejected. So the direction of velocity of the daughter nuclei, which is opposite to that of the direction of alpha particles which are ejected. Both they are in opposite direction. So called the net linear momentum after a decay must be equal to 0. That must be equal to the total linear momentum of the system before decay. Hence, alpha particle is a helium nucleus with 2 protons and 2 neutrons. It moves with a velocity v is equal to 1.45 into 10 power of 7 to 2.2 into 10 power of 7 meter per second. So the range of velocity of the alpha particles which are ejected from the radioactive element. Alpha particle which ionizes the gas through which it moving. That means when alpha particles are made to pass through certain gases which produce the process of ionization, they can remove the electron from the outermost orbit of the nucleus. So it has a dual character of both the particle and wave nature. So which exhibit wavical nature. Sometimes the alpha particle which behaves as a particle, sometimes which behaves as a wave, so called dual nature of alpha particle, dual character of alpha particle. Particle in nature and also wave in nature. Alpha particle disintegration energy. When an alpha particle is emitted from a nucleus, the nucleus recoils. When a radioactive element, so radioactive nuclei, if it emits alpha particle, at that moment the nucleus recoils in order to conserve momentum. Let m and v be the mass and velocity of alpha particle, and capital M and v be the mass and velocity of daughter nucleus. Then E is equal to half mv square into 1 plus m by m. Thus the alpha particle's disintegration energy can be easily obtained by multiplying the kinetic energy of the alpha particle by the factor 1 plus m by m. Where half mu square, that indicates what? Say kinetic energy of the alpha particle. The alpha particle disintegration energy can be easily obtained by multiplying the kinetic energy of the alpha particle by the factor 1 plus m by m. So alpha particle disintegration energy. So now we have discussed about what about the range of alpha particle. The distance through which an alpha particle travels in a substance before coming to rest is called the range of the particle in the substances. Here, range of the alpha particle means so the distance through which the alpha particle which can traverse in the given substance before coming to rest. The range R of an alpha particle is defined as the distance through which an alpha particle can ionize a gas through which it passes. When alpha particle is made to pass through certain gases, Then the alpha particle which ionizes the gas molecule goes. What about the range up to which the alpha particle which can ionize a gas is known as a range of alpha particle. So the range of alpha particle is given by R is equal to B into E to the E naught voltage to the power of 3 by 2. E naught is the energy with which the alpha particle can enter into the substance. That is called what about? Initial energy of the alpha particle before entering into the substance. Where R is 3.18 into 10 power of minus 3. E naught voltage to the power of 3 by 2. R is equal to 3.18 into 10 power of minus 3. E naught voltage to the power of 3 by 2. Where B constant 3.18 into 10 power of minus 3. So the range of the alpha particle which depend on what about its initial energy? Energy with which entering into the substance. So called which depend on initial kinetic energy of the alpha particle. So today we have discussed about the alpha decay. Then what about its energy? Then how the alpha decay which takes place? Then what about the range of the alpha particles? All those things. Thank you.